We are back to our show again, Good Morning Kuwait. We're moving for our second interview segment. With a career spanning more than 25 years, Ankul Aggarwal is the recognized professional in the domain of the mergers and acquisitions, M&A, corporate finance and corporate planning. As a great company, the company of the Kuwait's Food and Beverage Report, titled Food for Thought, Taste, Trend and Trumps, aims to uncover the explanations of the restaurants and cafe sector of Kuwait F&B industry, highlighting potential opportunities that make the sector a positive prospect. This report was made in collaboration with Emlonian Business Council, and the outcome, the 6-month-long research. So let's welcome all of us. Ankul Aggarwal is the partner and head of the deal advisory, KPMG in Kuwait. Hello, sir, and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for joining us in our show, Good Morning Kuwait. I know this is your first time here. Thank you so much for joining us. And today we're going to talk about the food and beverage report and what's happening. But in the beginning, tell me more about what's going on with the company itself, the F&B.
So as for the food and beverage sector, if I probably just give you an outlook of the Kuwait food and beverage sector. So food and beverage market in Kuwait is quite dynamic and growing, and it's a reflection of Kuwait's stable economy and also consumer spending power.
Okay.
As at 2024, if we see the household spend on food and beverage would account for approximately KD4 billion, and is expected to grow to 4.8 billion by 2028, growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 4.5%. This growth is driven by several factors, including strong economic fundamentals, consumer confidence, and also the young and growing population. Further, I would say that the wave of the young Kuwaiti entrepreneurs have given the much needed impetus to this sector, and they have come up with several new brands and concepts in the market.
Which are
several. I mean, you say there are a lot of new concepts and brands which have come up, and these brands are basically competing with not only the regional but the international brands.
Nice.
And one thing is very interesting about these brands is that these are now going beyond Kuwait shows. They are now expanding their operations in GCC and beyond. So this gives quite a good, comfort to everyone that how the market is growing. Plus, with the predominance of eating out culture and also the popularity of the ordering apps, the market is basically growing, and it showcases the resilience of the market and also going forward the customer appeal.
This is the good thing, and sorry for interrupting, because we are investing. You are with us today in the studio. We'll talk more about different perspective when it comes to the food and beverage and even the company itself. So let's go now for the report. I know the creativity and the thoughtful, and how you make this kind of report for the 3 T's, triple T's.
Right. So just to give you background about this Food for Thought report by KPMG. So it's kind of an insight which basically talks about, it dwells into the changes what is happening in the food and beverage sector. Now, these changes are basically driven by the evolving consumer behaviors and also the new strategies which are being adopted by the business owners in order to manage them. This report actually works out to uncover the complexities in the restaurants and the cafe segment. And bring out the perspective from the consumer side, which is the people like us, and also from the business owners side, in order to basically understand how they are managing these changes in the market. So this is how the market report was basically planned and worked out.
Okay.
So if I give you a little bit of, thoughts that how it went about. So
sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so we worked tirelessly over a period of 6 months, in order to basically survey around 350 consumers, which range in the age group of 18 to 60, in order to understand their various thoughts, their dislikes, their preferences. And also we reached out to some of the select key industry players in order to understand that what new methodologies and strategies they are adopting in order to manage the trends. So this put together, we came up, with a comprehensive report in order to basically present to the market the outlook and the trends.
This is the good thing, like we're appreciating the efforts for all the working crew who did their best effort after they already checked everything about the market to produce this and to, we call it, create this amazing report, because it's already touched everyone's heart, because you go to the direct point to touch them. So it goes to me another topic, because you've been now in the food industry. How do you see the challenge for food and beverage in the state of Kuwait these days? You are being new in the market. How do you see?
Good, interesting question. See, food and beverage market is quite a dynamic and a growing sector for Kuwait. Like any other growing sector, they also are in flux with certain challenges. The major challenge today, which we see is, which is kind of an obstacle, is the saturation of the market with the influx of too many brands and concepts in a similar category.
Okay.
However, this presents a great opportunity for the business owners to innovate and to differentiate themselves and carve a niche for themselves to manage the competition. Another challenge which we see in the market today is about having the right talent. Skilled manpower is scarce. So a lot of companies are developing their own training programs in order to impart skills to their employees. And in future, we expect that these companies will tie up with some education institutes to cultivate the local, talent and make a sustainable workforce going forward. Plus, the sector is also, inflict with certain other challenges in terms of, say, inflation. Logistics issues in terms of F&B warehousing, I would say technological advancements, and to a certain extent reliance and complete reliance on imports. So these are the major challenges which I would see.
So this is for the challenges. So what do you think about the future of food and beverage in Kuwait? Like this is like the challenge nowadays because you're competing in the market.
Right.
But in the future, how do you see it?
So the outlook of the industry seems positive. This is what we have seen. We have said about the growth as well, that the growth is going to be around 4.5%. But there are certain more areas which one needs to navigate through these challenges and come up with the right strategies and the focus. We see that with the high GDP per capita and the young growing population, the market is poised for growth for sure. For the local businesses, we expect that there are immense opportunities in the market for them to explore new concepts, to invest in food technology, and also come up with some green and sustainable initiatives in the market. For the there are other opportunities in the market, which is for the ancillary services, we would believe, like I mentioned about the warehousing, F&B warehousing, then also in the food safety and the food packaging. So these all put together form a good ecosystem for the F&B, which will help them to grow.
So like all of these challenges and the future plans and the era of the food and beverage, so how can you describe the role of the company for all of this? You've been in the challenges and you have always thinking in the future. You have to do what we call it short-term goals, medium-term and high-term goals.
Yeah. So for a company like any company which is basically working in this segment would need to, as I mentioned, need to basically navigate these challenges and choose the right strategies to going forward. They need to basically look forward to the new outlook and what are the new things happening in the market. Let me just give you a little bit of idea about some of the trends, which need to, from the near to future term, which the business owners might need to, focus on. There is a, growing trend of ethical consumerism today in this market, where the consumer is demanding significant amount of transparency and engagement from the people behind the brand in order to understand the various aspects of the brand and just not talking about the recipe and the menu. Plus, this is forcing the business owners to also look for green initiatives in order to basically have sustainable and green business initiatives, like less use of single-use plastics going forward. Another trend which we can see in the market is about the healthy food and the organic food segment, with the growing awareness about the wellness and the health conscious consumers. This is another growth area which we see with the market needs to basically cater to. going forward. Another is about the technology. Now, technology is being used primarily as a one-stop gap arrangement, and we see that technology will be a much more role it can play in order to bring in the efficiency, not just from the production and the inventory management perspective, but also to enhance the reach for the customer and give them one unique experience. So these are the things which I believe, which would be sending the trends.
The good thing, like you mentioned, and share all the viewers, our guest today, Ankul, like the way you are describing the challenges and the way of your company, how they are going to deal with these situations even in the future. It means you study everything with your working crew to reach, and you will go aiming for the top level. We can say all the times our good times run very fast. We didn't fill the time. Thank you so much for joining us. You have any last word you want to mention us in a brief for us?
I would just say that the market is growing. One needs to basically look at the right opportunities to basically work towards. And we at KPMG are there to basically provide insights and help the clients in order to grow and the industry.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Special thanks to our guest, Ankul Aggarwal. He's a partner and head of Deal Advisory. And now let's move for our different segment, which call it Report.